So I finally get in the training room, and I'm trying to hold it in. And then I had food poisoning. And, again, I've known that feeling. I had it once before. My grandma had some cherries on her tree that I tried, and I had food poisoning. But, yeah, man, I haven't had honey buns since, man. So, and that was one of my favorite snacks ever. So, yeah.
Messed up your stomach, man.
Yeah. Messed up my brain, too.
Was it the glazed one?
It was the glazed one, man.
Well, maybe, hey, maybe this one will help you out. Guys.
Oh, no, get that away, man. No more, hey.
Give him the honey bun, man.
No more honey buns. No more honey buns, man.
Sit on the table, man.
We'll just set it right here, man.
Hey, well, you got me start throwing up in this thing.
Hey, you can get it off camera, man. You can get it off camera.
How are you guys doing? My name is Gach. I'm one of the hosts with my partner here, Marco Anthony, called Dribble Podcast. Brought to you guys by Collegiate. If you guys don't know, Collegiate is a business out here started by Brett and his fellow partners, doing great things in the state of Utah and around the country to get student athletes partner with different deals. So they're doing great things and getting a head start with the game.
Who we have with us today? He's an all-conference player at every university he has stepped foot in. He's also scored over 1,500 points in his college career, and he is a fellow teammate of ours, David Jenkins.
How you doing, David?
I'm doing really good. I really appreciate you guys giving me the golden opportunity to come on here with you guys. I think you guys are starting something great, and I think you guys are going to be a big influence on the community here in Utah.
Sure, man. Dave, you got a bunch of fans out there. Just tell us about yourself. Where you come from. How was life growing up and things like that.
Yeah, a little bit about myself. My name is David Jenkins. For those who don't know me, I was born and raised in Tacoma, Washington. Played basketball ever since I was about 5 years old. My dad introduced it to me. I played all elementary, middle school, high school. Obviously had a fun time with that. Ended up graduating, going to prep school, actually, before I even went to college. Was a pretty good experience doing that as well, getting away from the family and kind of just growing up on my own. And then I ended up going to South Dakota State University for 2 years. It was a really good experience for myself. I felt like I wanted a little more, so I ended up transferring to UNLV, sat out 1 year, and then I played 1 year. And I had a good time overall, but I just felt like it wasn't the best situation for me overall. So ended up transferring to the University of Utah, where I'm at currently. And honestly, I wish this was the school I picked my freshman year because I feel like it's everything in one. It's good environment, it's good people. It's not too much, not too less. It's not like a big distraction like Vegas was, but I feel like it keeps you locked in. There's really good people, and I have great teammates with no egos. So I just feel like when you got that combination, it almost sets you up for success overall. When you got guys who just want to win, who come together for one common goal, it ultimately leads in everyone's team success and everybody's success down the road in general. So I feel like that's kind of like my story, kind of quick told.
So let's dial it back to your childhood, and tell us about your nickname, Book.
Whoa!
Tell us how that name kind of came about.
I'm actually kind of surprised you know about that. Yeah, that's a family nickname. I actually asked my parents about that just a few years ago. I kind of asked them where it came from, and they had no idea. They just said that it's something that they made up. So, that's a family nickname. I actually am so surprised that you know about that. You probably heard when I was talking to my mom or dad or something. But yeah, it's just a family nickname I had ever since I was a kid, man. My parents, my grandparents, cousins, uncles, aunties, they all call me that. So that's just kind of where it originated when I was younger.
You mentioned your dad having a big impact. Was it like the Morgan family YMCA? That was really big. You want to talk about that a little bit?
My boy does his research. Yeah, so me and my dad, man, shoot, it's been so long. We started at the Morgan family YMCA. It was on Pearl Street in Tacoma, Washington. That's where we started training. My dad used to always get on me, yell at me, when I wasn't training the right way. And it's funny because all my friends used to just be there laughing at me, oh, his dad's hard on him, But now that I'm looking back at it, that's where it all started, man. And that's kind of what shaped me to become the man I am, not just on the court, but off the court as well. It kind of just helped me get through adversity and helped me get through certain obstacles when I'm sitting there shooting, but I'm also hearing my dad yelling at me at the same time. But not yelling at me because he's technically mad at me, but yelling at me just because he wants me to be better. And he's seen the potential that I had. And And again, I'm all just sitting there looking at some of my friends just laughing at me, But again, looking back at it now that I'm older, I'm grateful for the opportunity because again, not a lot of people have those people in their lives, and not a lot of people have their mom and their dad in their lives all at once, and it's kind of I'm blessed to be able to have my parents still married to this day, and have my dad being on me each and every day because, I'm not like the best at self-motivation. So having someone there to motivate me kind of is a kickstart for me and it helps me keep going each and every day.
When it comes to your family, how many siblings do you have?
I have one brother, one sister, both considered quote unquote half siblings. Me and my brother have different dads, and me and my sister have different moms. I grew up with my brother. He's 30 years old now. He has 2 kids. I didn't really grow up with my sister. She grew up in Georgia with her mom. But we talk here and there. She also has 2 kids as well. I want to say she's 26 now. But yeah, I mean, I'm really close to my brother. He just had another kid. We grew up together, and that's someone I really look up to each and every day. And he gives me advice, just for on and off the court overall.
When it comes to big family, I come from a big family as well. I got four sisters, 2 brothers, and stuff like that. So just growing up, we were always going through a bunch of challenges. It was always competing against each other, trying to see who's better. At what sport, especially because we all played basketball. And in my family, it was always about, I'm the best player in the house. I'm the best player in the house. Was it the same with your family?
Yeah, more me and my dad. We would go at it more. My brother was a football player, kind of a little guy too. But I know you guys call me little, but he's littler than me. Me and my dad. He was the basketball player. The only thing with my dad is he didn't get to go as far as he wanted because grades wise. But he was a good player. But growing up, me and him would always play ones. But it got to a point where I just got a little old. He stopped playing me because he was like, I'm not messing with you no more. But me and my brother would always go at it. He would always try to come on the court. He was good, but more of a football player. But overall, we had a pretty competitive household.
And going back, you're transferred from UNLV. And, being in Vegas, it can be a, really big distraction. You got, rappers and, clubs and parties and stuff like that. How were you able to manage, all that, outside noise going on in Vegas? Yeah,
it's crazy because even before I knew I was going there, I told myself, man, like, this is a lot of people, a lot of distractions, and, the university is right next to the Strip. So, I mean, it's just in walking distance. So, I mean, you got to really be on your toes out there. But I'd be lying if I said that I didn't fall victim to the outside noise overall because, it's hard. I mean, when you're a college athlete, when you're right next to all that, I fell victim to it a little bit, as far as because at any given moment you can go do whatever you want in Vegas. Like it's a city that doesn't sleep. Everything's open at any given moment. If you're bored, you're just like, man, I can go to the Strip and do this. Sometimes we were like that, but I feel like I still handle myself the right way. Still to this day, I hold my head high because I've never even tried alcohol before. I've never smoked to this day, and that's something I really hang my hat on, and that's something I really want to keep going for the rest of my life overall. So I didn't fall victim in that aspect in Vegas because it's easy to be the guy going to the Strip every day and doing all those sort of things, but it's hard, and you got to be mentally strong to handle certain adversity like that, especially if you want to carry out your dreams as a basketball player in Vegas. Mm-hmm. But being able to do such and, again, having this support system and having good teammates, still kept me in line and vice versa. I did the same with some of my teammates. So I just feel like that was a good learning experience overall.
Okay.
And, just being in Utah, what I'm saying? This is your, third school you've been to. What's been different about Utah compared to, other 2 schools that you've been at? Yeah,
University of Utah itself kind of reminds me of my first school, South Dakota State University. Not, totally, but what I mean by that is like the environment. It kind of allows you to lock in. It's not a bunch of distractions. Right. It kind of just reminds me of a bigger version of my old school. It's cold, the snow, but a bunch of really good people that really care about you. It kind of feels like a family, and I'm not just saying that. Just to say, but I really mean it. I just feel like, the fans are supportive, regardless if you're winning or losing. Not to talk down on UNLV or Vegas, but, UNLV, it can be, it's a lot of adversity to handle overall. Mm. But, this school, it feels like home, man. And that's why I mentioned before, right. I feel like I wish this was the school I went to my freshman year because, man, like if I did all 4 years here, man, I just feel like it can be nothing but a good outcome, especially if you're working hard each and every day right. and building those relationships. And, one thing I really value about this environment, in any environment you're in general, is like, being able to network yourself and market it yourself as a not just as a player but as a person, and building relationships is going to help you for the rest of your life. I try to preach this to a lot of my friends and a lot of my teammates, like it's bigger than basketball at the end of the day. And when you go in life, it's about who you know compared to what you know. So when you build those relationships and you establish relationships with good people, you never know who can help you down the line, but also you never know who you can help down the line. So being able to play at a high level on the court, but being able to be a really good person with high character and charisma off the court is just as essential.
Definitely, 100%. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? And you were here, in the off season. You saw Utah, beautiful state to be in. Yep. Like seeing the mountains and stuff like that. What are some of your favorite hobbies that you love doing, outside of basketball?
Yeah. It's funny. I love looking at the outdoors. I like just looking at the scenery. I love looking at the snow on the mountains. I'm not a really big outdoorsy person, though. Like, I'm not going to go hiking or things like that unless I'm just invited. But one thing I really like doing is, man, I know it just sounds corny or whatever, but I like going to the movies a lot. I like just going by myself sometimes and really just enjoying my own company. What people don't realize is sometimes, like, there's power in rediscovering your own voice. So being able to do things on your own sometimes and really just finding power in yourself it's empowering. So that's things I like to do. But if my friends or my teammates tell me, they want to go hike or they want to go camping or whatever the case may be, I'll definitely do it because I like being around people and I like being around good people. So, but I'm trying to being out here, I'm trying to get a feel for the outdoors. Yeah, I'm trying to do a little more things because I want to be a little more versatile and expand my arsenal more. But being able just to look at how beautiful Utah is, the scenery, and just looking at it overall each and every day is really dope.
Okay. Well, explain to us a little bit about your experience at Wilson High School and kind of, bring that to your freshman year at South Dakota State.
Yeah. Oh, man. High school is the best days, man. I just feel like I was talking to my parents about this the other day. Playing and being in school, in high school, it's like you're not really thinking about them. There's not that much stress, Like in high school, it's just the fun days. You're not thinking about, what's next, or you're not thinking about, this and this and that. Like, you're just having fun. You're enjoying your friends and you're playing ball at a high level. And when you have no stress on you, when you're just having fun with things, everything goes much smoother in life. Yeah. So I had fun. Basketball wise, I ended up leaving that school, the all-time leading scorer there. I ended up, finishing. I got my. I had a really good education there. It's one of the best you can get in Tacoma. So it was really good, and I feel like it also helped me transition well, again, as I mentioned, I went to prep school, but it also helped me transition into college as well. But going into it, going into prep school, I think more than anything that just helped me kind of just grow up mentally, because when I was coming out of high school, the only reason why I didn't go to college at first is because I don't think I grasped hold of the fact that, man, I'm getting ready to go to college, because I was living in the moment in high school. I'm like, man, this is fun. But then it got down to it. I'm like, man, I'm getting ready to go to college. I don't think I'm mentally ready for this. So went to prep school to kind of just help me mentally and, get away from my family. And I'd admit, it's crazy. I don't tell too many people this story, but when I got there, I remember I was at Walmart and I just kind of broke down in tears. And I'm not the person to cry much, but it was just weird being away from my family, and it was weird being away from everything. I don't know what happened to me, but I call my mom yo, this is crazy. I don't know. Just being on my own and not having nobody there for me is kind of different for me. She kind of just gave me some advice, and just kind of, she said, the road to success is a lonely one. So I kind of just stuck by that and, and just kept chugging along. And then going into my freshman year in college, I felt like I was just mentally ready. I just felt like I was locked in physically, mentally. Going to prep school helped me. The high school I was at helped me a lot of people. And then just having those support system there each and every day for you, I just felt like helped me.
Man, I think prep schools are the biggest things going on around the country for athletes. Because for me, I went to a prep school too. My senior year, going into my senior year, I had one scholarship offer, and it was from North Dakota. And then the end of my senior year, I had about 35 Division I offers. So for me, I think it helped me in so many ways, academically, getting ready for Division I basketball, being away from my family and things like that. Is this stuff that I've been used to before,
Sure.
Regular freshman college athletes that come into college. So I think, prep schools is, a great thing for student athletes to do.
Agreed.
Double shooting sleeves your freshman year. Trying to rock that. How did that end up?
Oh, man. It's funny. I don't remember who I seen do it in the NBA. I was watching some game, and I was like, let me try this. And I think the first game I did decent. And then I tried it again. I'm like, okay, let me try it again. And then I didn't play too good. And I did it again. I was like, I'm never doing this again. So I took them off, never wore them again. Never even wore one sleeve again. I was like, this ain't me, man. Like, let me get back to my element. Let me just stick to what I do. But it didn't go too well for me, man.
Do you remember the 4-door Suburban with the loud speaker you had?
Oh, man. My boy dug deep.
I'm just asking questions, man.
Yeah. So that was originally my dad's car. You know, I kind of grew up in that car in a way. He had it for a long time, took care of it, man. It was a really nice truck. And then I ended up going to South Dakota State, and I had a little, you know, just a little bucket Nissan car, and and it started snowing. I never been in snow, and I told my dad, I said, man, I need the truck, man. I know you don't drive it much no more, because he just had got him a new truck. And he was like, no, I'm not giving you my baby or whatever. And then he ended up shipping it to me. So I had it out there, and it had the loud music subs in it, man. I loved it. But I love that truck, man. Just sold it not too long ago. But that was the kind of truck that I grew up in, really.
Does it give you that memory of like driving in the middle of the night, blasting in neighborhoods?
Oh yeah, 100%, man. I was in South Dakota. You know, it's a quiet neighborhood, so I try not to in the city of Brookings. I try not to as much, but sometimes at night when I just wanted to go drive, I would just turn the music up and boom, boom, just all over.
I heard you got a pretty loud car right now. Can you tell the people what kind of car you got, and what's your favorite thing that you like about your car right now?
Oh man, I've always been into cars, man, ever since I was young. I feel like everybody has their own like little fancy, and what I mean by that is like some people like shoes, some people like jewelry, some people like, you know, clothes. Mine's is cars, and right now when I was in Vegas, I was like, you know, to my mom and parents, like, man, I need this car, I need this charger, and you know, and it ended up happening to save some money. Got the little Scat Pack charger, and I love it, man. I made it loud. And I just like fast cars overall, so it's just kind of my thing.
I heard that you can hear your car from like 3 blocks away. Is it true or what?
Hey, man, if I'm going fast enough, you can hear that thing from a mile away.
You got a car now. You know what I'm saying? Driving around Salt Lake City. What are your favorite places to go eat at?
Man, we have this place that me and my teammates like to go to. It's a burger spot. It's probably one of the best burger spots I've been to in my life. It's called Rich's downtown.
Who put you on that one?
Amen, man.
It's funny because, you know, I told my team, I'm like, yo, there's a spot I want to try. It's called BGR. You know, BGR Burgers. And it was good, but then they're like, man, you haven't seen nothing yet. Let's go to Rich's. And then we went. At first I was kind of trying to play it off. I was like, man, this burger ain't that good, man. I was trying to play it off. I was like, man. And then without them knowing, I just kept going. And I just didn't tell them. I was like, man, this place is good, boy. But I really also like Benihana's is downtown. And then just the little regular spots, little Chipotle's here and there. And then I like this place called Lake Effect. You know, a couple of me and my teammates go to as well. There's a lot of spots that Salt Lake has. I think it's pretty versatile when it comes to food. And it's really dope though.
And I also heard you're a big breakfast guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it comes to breakfast. I know David doesn't play when it comes to breakfast. So what are your favorite places when it comes to breakfast?
Oh, man, yeah, I'm glad you said that, man. Shout out to Park Cafe, best breakfast in Salt Lake City, in my opinion. I love going there. Tried Pig's Bar and Jelly the other day. That was pretty good as well, but I go to Park Cafe. I try to go. I mean, I go every Sunday when I can. The two owners, Ciro and Sean, are really good people. They treat everybody with respect, man, and they got a really nice spot down there right next to the park. But yeah, man, that's my favorite place I really go to. I try to go there as much as I can, but if not, then maybe just try something at home, really.
That's dope, man. Shit, when it comes to the Park Cafe, man, they got some really good food, man. I love being at the park. I get, you know, what is the French toast foolishness?
Ooh, that French toast, boy.
With some chai tea, man.
Best French toast I've ever had in my life, man.
Some good stuff.
With that chai tea.
Some good stuff going on.
But what a lot of people also don't know is you're a fan of honey buns.
I know you got that from Noah.
Man, you love them honey buns.
I got a story for that one. So, man, I remember I don't sleep much at all, like really at all, to be honest. So I think it's like no, I actually fell asleep at like midnight, and then I wake up probably like this is so funny telling the story. I woke up at about 3 a.m. and I was hungry for whatever reason. So I'm like, all right, I'm staying at my friend's house. It's 3 a.m. So I go and I get a honey bun from out of the cupboard. I had bought them, so I'm like, man, I get a honey bun. So I start eating it, and then I fell back asleep within like 5 minutes, and then I woke up. It's about 7 a.m. because we practice every day about 8:30, and I just didn't feel right in my stomach. I'm like, man, this ain't right, man. I've had this feeling before. And then I was like, and then I called the coaches. I'm like, yo, I can't come in today. My stomach hurts so bad. Didn't feel right. They were like, you got to at least come in so we can like check you out, and then we'll send you home if necessary. So, man, I pull up, and then I walk out my car. I'm starting to walk in the building, and as I'm walking in, I just start just throwing up all over the sidewalk. I can't even get a couple steps before I start throwing up again. So I finally get in the training room, and I'm trying to hold it in. And then I had food poisoning. And, again, I've known that feeling. I had it once before. My grandma had some cherries on her tree that I had tried, and I had food poisoning. But, yeah, man, I haven't had honey buns since, man. So, and that was one of my favorite snacks ever. So, yeah.
Messed up your stomach, man.
Man. Yeah. Messed up my brain, too.
Was it the glazed one?
It was the glazed one, man.
Well, maybe, hey, maybe this one will help you out. Guys.
Oh, no, get that away, man. No more,
give me the honey bun, man.
No more honey buns. No more honey buns, man.
Sit on the table, man.
We'll just sit it right here, man.
Hey, well, you gotta start throwing up in this thing.
Hey, you can get it off camera, man. You can get it off camera.
No, but for, you know what I'm saying? Season started. Utes are doing pretty good. 7-3 record right now. Just talk to us, about this season, under your new coach, Craig Smith, you know what I'm saying? How are things going with them?
Sure. Again, man, as I mentioned before, man, there's so many teams in the country that, every guy is kind of in it for themselves, because, not to discredit anybody, but everybody wants to make it to the NBA. And everybody wants to make it here. And, but what I've started to realize is, man, this is my 5th year in college. It's not about how many points you score, man. It's not about, trying to have your individual, like, the only thing that helps you get to that point is winning, and winning trumps everything. And I genuinely, I'm not just saying this for lip service, man, but I just feel like this team is different. And I feel like, and I say that because guys are not just trying to, score 20 every night. Obviously, get yours, in the right manner, but guys are not worried about, oh, man, I'm trying to get league next year. Like, no, guys are trying to win. Guys trying to get to NCAA tournament and make a run. And when you got a team, again, that comes together for one common goal and will genuinely want to run through a brick wall for one another and who will want to do anything for each other, man, is what leads to not only team success, but that's what leads to individual success. When you make it to the tournament, when you make a run, then everybody eats, man. And again, I know everybody says that, but it's the truth, man. Like, when everybody gets to the tournament, then BG eats, Marco eats, David, and everybody on the team, man. And that's what helps everybody because it magnifies everybody. It magnifies everything what everybody's doing. For sure. It just turns everybody into a winner. And at the next level, yeah, it's nice scoring 20 and 30 at this level, but if we're being completely honest and transparent here, you're not going to be that guy scoring 30 at the next level because they got guys for that. Right. They want you to get the ball to that guy, or they want you to, be able to lock up that guy, and then you can work your way into that role as everybody did. But Dame Lillard wasn't just the guy up front. Steph Curry wasn't just the guy from the jump. Them guys worked their way into it. They trusted the process and they worked their way into it. So. And again, another thing, as I mentioned before, we don't have guys with egos. We just got guys who want to play for each other and who want to win with each other, man. And that's what I love about this program more than anything, more than the winning, more than any of that. And the winning will take care of itself when you got guys like that. It doesn't matter the talent level, it doesn't matter the athleticism, it doesn't matter who you're going against. When you got guys who want to play for each other and who are happy with each other off the court, it translates on the court, man. So that's just one thing I love about this team. And I think that started with the coaches as well, too. They just started a really positive culture here. And I just think we kind of meshed with each other from day one. And I've told every reporter that 2 weeks in before I got here, this is different. I've never felt this before. So this team and this program is special, man.
And I also think it's crazy because, when you look at it, you see guys that go throughout the whole season. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting talked about. No NBA this, no top 10, no draft boards and all that. And then as soon as they get to the tournament, you know what I'm saying, they're winning. You know what I'm saying? They're winning, they're playing great. And next thing you know, draft comes and they're getting drafted, first round picks and stuff like that. So I just think it's crazy because most guys get in their head oh, I gotta score 30 a game to get to the NBA, I gotta do this. But they don't understand that they're looking for winners, and they're looking for, because obviously your game's gotta translate and you gotta have some talent, but they're also looking for winners, guys who know how to win, come from cultures that, do the right, play the right way, do the right things and stuff like that. So I just think when it comes to student athletes and stuff like that, especially particular basketball players, they gotta understand that winning takes you, so much further than stats and trying to show people that you can, just trying to do too much. You know what I'm saying? Just, sure. just worry about winning, and it's gonna take care of everything, man.
Sure,
that's what I think.
Yep.
And even add on to that, they're looking especially they're looking in an older guy, someone who's 22, 21, 23,
Right.
24. They're looking in guys who have high character too. Like,
100%.
you know what I mean? Like more than the guy who can score 20 or 30 or who can lock up the guy. They want to see who's going to be a good locker room dude or who's going to, be a positive influence. There's one thing that one of my coaches used to always tell me, like, he said, always be a vitamin C to your team, not a germ. So what that means is just be a guy who uplifts everybody, not someone who's bringing down the team. Yeah. So, being that guy who, again, as I said before, who has high charisma, high character, and who's always positive and smiling, like that goes a long way, man, because there's some dudes in the NBA who don't get in, but they're on the team just because they're a good guy to be around. For sure. And shoot, who wouldn't? I mean, and those guys get paid a couple $1 million a year. Yeah, you know what I mean? So
just for being a good teammate.
Just for being a good dude. So, hey, being a good dude and treating everybody with respect goes a long way as well.
For sure.
In the game, you also go through struggles as well. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be times where you got shooting slumps or you're not playing how you want to play and stuff like that. And I know if it's happened for me once, a few times, you know what I'm saying? Especially my sophomore year. I think I went 25 missed threes in a row, you know what I'm saying? And I was kind of getting in my head a little bit, but like, damn, why can't I hit a shot and stuff like that? So I don't know if you probably been through something like that or, Dave, but, just –
yeah, man.
How do you how did you work through that? Try to get your mind right?
I mean, I'm in a slump right now, and so I know all about it. I've had at least one each year, and it happens to the best of them. Like I was kind of getting my down on myself last week, but I just seen a stat before these two games. But Steph Curry shot like 16 for 60 or some inefficient number, and I was just like, man, he's the best shooter in the world. Right. You know what I mean? So if he can do anybody, it happens to anybody. But again, it happens to the best of it happens to the best of us. Again, I'm in a slump right now, but I mean, I don't get down on myself. I'm confident. It can't rain forever, man. But at the end of the day, I got teammates who uplift me and who want me to keep shooting. I got guys who, just keep trusting in me and keep believing in me. I just feel like, again, when you got guys like that, I mean, you're bound to reach success. You're not bound to fail. It's not like I have teammates to where I'm down and they aren't saying anything to me or just keep me down. They keep me up. They keep me with high spirits, and they just keep me positive. So, I mean, the one thing just to handle that is, man, just make sure you keep confidence in yourself. But sometimes when you don't have confidence in yourself, it's always good to have those teammates or those coaches or those whoever it is, man, to uplift you. Because adversity is going to come and obstacles are going to hit, but you got to keep running your marathon. So that's just how it is.
And I think at that point, there can be either a coach that uplifts you or a coach that brings you down. Mm-hmm. And I seen it, man. I've seen, coaches that, downplay, players be like, they're in a slump. They're like, okay, cool, next guy. And there's also coaches that be like, hey, man, you got it, man. You got it. Next shot's going in, da-da-da. Just, just filling your mind with positive vibes. So, you know what I'm saying? I've been on, both ends of the road, but you know what I'm saying? It's always the coach who's going to be positive that, gets the best out of you.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, and again, it's really good to have relationships, as I said before. Mm-hmm. It's a good established relationship. So when you go to a school or go into a program or go into a job and you have an established relationship with that person, like it's essential nowadays, man, because again, it's about who you know. So if you can go to a school, that's why I came here. I've known Coach Slocum, know Coach Smith. I know they'll take care of me. I know they'll hold me accountable. But sometimes when you go to programs or a job and it's the unknown, sometimes it's difficult. I'm not saying, making yourself uncomfortable isn't the best thing, because sometimes it is, because sometimes making yourself uncomfortable is good. But one quote I really live by is like the comfort zone is the biggest enemy of creativity, and that just means basically like sometimes when you're uncomfortable, it keeps you paranoid, it keeps you on your toes, and it keeps you at your best. Yep, 100%. So, sometimes when you're comfortable, you're content, you're comfortable, and you're not at your best because you're like, I'm untouchable, but again, there's coaches out there that are really good at communication, effective communication, who keep you in high spirits. And there's some guys, who may not have the best communication and they may not be able to get to you at the best, So as you said, I know you've seen both sides. I've seen both sides as well.
Do you think the flavor of gum has an effect on slumps? Whenever you chew gum when you play?
I noticed that too. You chew a lot of gum when you
I chew a bunch of gum, man, and I've been switching up my flavors a lot, man, because I'm like, man, this one doesn't work as much. This one doesn't work as much. The spearmint, the sweet, man, it's funny. But, gum has always been something I've done since I was little. I think I seen Michael Jordan, Kobe do it. I just think it kind of keeps you in rhythm, man. It also keeps me just from getting cottonmouth on the court overall. But, it is something that just helps with your rhythm, at least to me, but I know I've been switching up flavors, man. I got to find me a flavor that helps me be consistent, man.
Well, talking about Michael Jordan, he's dropping one of your favorite shoes.
Yeah.
coming out pretty soon, man.
Yeah,
with
man.
the cool gray 11s. You think you could look out?
Yeah, I'm trying to get them, man. They actually just dropped a few days ago. I'm trying to get them. I'm kind of low on my plugs right now, man. I was kind of hoping Marco Anthony could take care of me, but it looks like we're on a drought right now.
Well, Marco Anthony got the shoe plug.
Man, that boy got swag, boy.
Shoes in the closet.
Hey,
I don't know nobody, man.
All the shoes, all the hats, all the
man. That boy swagged out each and every day, man.
I don't know nobody, man. But to end this, you got any? You've already spit out like a lot of advice and stuff, but for any kids that look up to you, you got anything to tell them?
Man, one thing I always say is like, I feel like everybody has their own purpose in life. People will find it. They find their purpose as they go on within life, And I prayed about mine. I just think my purpose is like to make it. And what I mean by make it is be successful. I don't know. I would like it to be within the NBA, but be successful in any aspect and then be able to set the blueprint for the next kid that doubted themselves or the next kid that, said that, they was too slow or couldn't jump high enough or this and this and that, And again, that's not just lip service. I feel like that's just what I want to do. I want to be able to provide, inspiration and for that next kid coming up, man, because there's so many kids that people don't know that doubt themselves and don't believe in themselves, man, and they don't have no one there to support them. And I feel like it's just so essential and important to be somebody like a pillar for them kids, a pillar of the community, and that's something I want to do. But advice for anybody is, man, there's going to be adversity. There's going to be obstacles. There's going to be roadblocks. There's going to be people telling you can't do it. You just got to keep running your own marathon. And just because you see one of your friends make it this quick or, you see somebody do this in 1 year or a one and done or, that may not be God's race for you. But, you got to keep running your own marathon and you got to keep going. You got to keep going. And if you keep believing in yourself, then it's going to happen one day, And that's just what I keep telling. Like, I got a lot. It's funny, when I was in high school, I had a lot of my friends, get high-level Division offers real quick. And I'm like, man, what's going on? Like, I know I'm destroying them, like, and I'm just down on myself. I'm like, you know what? I got to keep running my own race. Went to prep school. Everybody's like, oh, David, man, I go to D1, this and that. I ended up getting a couple offers. Didn't get the highest ones, no, but, I got something that gave me a kickstart, and it was South Dakota State. Played 2 years there. And after that, I got any Division I offer I could ever dream of, man. And every school that doubted me in high school, they all called me. And, man, I was just laughing to myself. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Because they didn't want me before, And then, again, and that was just me running my own race. And, again, like some of my really childhood friends are in the NBA right now, And I'm like, man, what am I doing wrong? Like, I don't know. And I feel like I've been working hard. I'm doing this at a high level. But you know what? I'm like, okay, I'm going to just keep running my own race. I feel like last year I messed up because I was trying to do so much and because I was trying to catch up to my friends. I'm trying to catch up, and that's not my race. Yep. I got to go at my own pace, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. I'm going to just keep trusting God, and I know He has a plan for me. And I'm going to just keep going with my teammates right now. I'm going to keep living in the moment, and I'm going to just keep running. So for anybody listening or for everybody who's doubt themselves, man, the road to success is a lonely one. But you got to keep running your own marathon because life's not a sprint. You got to keep going.
I think it's kind of crazy because, like, where I'm from, I left my senior year. I went to a prep school. And then I had kids hitting me up, freshman year, in high school, sophomore year. They're like, hey, man, can you hook me up with your prep school and all that? I want to go to prep school. I'm like, man, don't worry about that right now, man. Just, like, work. I'm telling them, all you got to do is just put your head down, be in the gym every day, and just work. And I told them the truth. I'm like, bro, when I was a freshman, bro, like, none of y'all was working harder than me, bro. Right. I was in the gym every day. I'm not seeing you guys do that. So right now, you guys are worried about the wrong things, bro. I'm just telling them, hey, bro, just work, man, because everything is going to take care of itself, if you're just working hard. So, like, from Tacoma, you know what I'm saying? You got kids DM you, like, every once in a while and be like, hey, Dave, like, what are the things that you did growing up, that I'm doing right now or stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure, there's kids that, message me asking for advice or whatever it is. And I always try to give advice. I always try to. And I always try to give, even if it's not advice, I try to give something that, whether it's gear, advice, or anything, just because, again, I want to be an inspiration to them. But I always just tell them, man, just keep running your own marathon. I know it sounds repetitive and it sounds like a broken record, but it's just true. I just try to live my life by that, and that's something I learned from, like, Nipsey Hussle, because he kept saying that, and Isaiah Thomas. Again, like, I know, everybody says, marathon, the marathon continues, but no, man, like, it's a lifestyle. Like, it really is. Like, it's something that you have to live by. But I always try to give advice to the but I just tell them to live in the moment, keep working hard, man, because you got to stay paranoid, because as soon as you be content and you're comfortable, then that next person gonna pass you up, So I always just try to do that, and I can tell which ones are serious about it, and I can tell which ones just kind of want it for the look and just for the fame, But so the ones that I know who are there just because they want to grind and they love the game, then I always try to give them advice and do what I can to make it right.
Sure, man.
The kid from Tacoma, man.
Hey, David Jenkins, man.
David Jenkins, man.
Man, just grateful to be here. That's all.
First guest, man.
We appreciate you, David, man.
Man, I really appreciate the opportunity. Again, this is a golden opportunity to be the first guest for your guys' podcast. Again, I think this is going to be something special for you guys, man. I think it's when people keep tuning in and people keep looking, I think this is just going to be really essential for everybody to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Dave.
Another shout out to Collegiate for allowing us to do this and allowing us to get started. And again, thank you, David, for having us, man.
Blessed and grateful and humble experience. Thank you, guys.
Episode 1, complete.